Hey friends, and welcome back to IEMMA. And boy, are you lucky tonight, because we have pro MMA referee Larry Landless, as well as a heavyweight division fight between Andre Nickelson and Dwayne Johnson. So stay tuned, because it's all coming up, brought to you by Spar Promotions. Hello, we are here with Larry Landless, and we're going to get the 411 from him today. So, you're a professional MMA referee.
Yes, I am. Of course.
What led you to become an MMA referee?
Kind of got into it by accident. A long time ago, we hosted the first MMA fights in Southern California, and guys like Tito Ortiz actually competed on a show, Genki Sudo, way back before they were known, and other people started to kind of copy the act, and I'd go to watch their shows, and they'd kind of pull me out of the line while I was buying my ticket and ask me to ref it. That's how organized they were.
There you go.
And that's how I got started.
That's awesome. So, well then, is there any kind of training you needed to do for a referee, or was this just totally by accident? They were like, just come do it, you don't need anything?
The only training I had gotten is after I had gotten into the UFC. Then, of course, Big John discovered me at a King of the Cage show and asked me to come aboard. And from that moment on is when I got my official referee's training. Up to that point, it was pretty much hit and miss. Rules changed all the time from show to show, and it was pretty crazy, but it worked out for the best. Now we have twice a year we have training for professionals and twice a year for the amateurs. So 4 times a year we're required to go through training sessions, which is really great because I go in there with an open mind, and whoever's putting on the show that day, I listen to what they have to say, and I watch all the films that they require us to watch. I just recently went to Herb Dean's school, and I got Herb Dean in the business, and I went to his school last week on Sunday to help out for the last part of his presentation to incoming judges and referees, and I still learn stuff. I still make it a point to try and learn and pick up as much as I can.
Wow, all right. Well then, so with all the, for lack of it, lawlessness that was going on, how did you know when it was time to end a fight? Wow,
good point. You know, if you leave it up to the promoters, their interest is in is financial, of course, and you know, at some point they start off with the absolute right intentions for the sport, but you know, it's a business and they have to make money. So of course they would like to see fights go a little longer. Some fights they feel are stopped too soon, what have you. It is up to us. We have a standard on stopping fights. When you work for the Amateur Athletic Union, CAMO, basically we're going to stop fights a little bit quicker than we would during the pro level. Pro level, it's basically when a guy is incapable of defending himself anymore, when he is just not succeeding in defending himself. Basically, what I tell kids is, if you close your eyes and cover up and just turn away and hope it all goes away while the guy's on top of you hitting you, yeah, you're not having a good day. We'll get you out of there. Because it won't go away.
Yeah, that's a really good time to end the fight, actually. Yeah. So speaking of promoters, what are some of the big shows or promoters that you've worked with?
I've worked for the UFC. I did 34 through 46, and I judged the Honda Center show last year when it was Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez. I was one of the judges. And then this year when it was Dos Santos versus, when Dos Santos fought Cain Velasquez, I refereed in that show. I did 3 of the undercard fights. So besides that, King of the Cage I worked for extensively, and Rumble on the Rock, which is a BJ Penn show in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. And yeah, those are the great shows. I love those shows.
Man, I would have paid money to sit at the Brock Lesnar show, see him get his butt kicked.
Wow. Yeah.
Did you ever compete in any of the MMA or train in martial arts of any kind?
Yes, I wrestled. I've been involved in wrestling since 1978. I wrestled in high school and a little bit in college, but I wrestled on the open division. I coached wrestling for many, many years. I competed in judo. Did a little bit of kickboxing here and there. When MMA got started, I got involved in the pancrase part of it because that was the only rules we felt that was safest without getting in trouble with the California State Athletic Commission. We were putting on our underground shows way back in the day, where the statute of limitations are now passed, so we could talk about that. Yes, I competed in MMA. I'm 3-0 in MMA competition, King of the Cage. I've won 2 by submission and 1 by unanimous decision.
Well, look at you go. Okay, you mentioned that you worked for Camo as well, and the rules for Camo versus MMA are a little bit different. Can you explain that and tell us maybe why?
Okay, the California State Athletic Commission is pretty much the standard of what's being used around the world. Nevada State Athletic Commission, with maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, with the straight kick to the knee. Other than that, all the rules are pretty much the same. Elbow straight down. In Camo and amateur, the only difference in the rules are, number 1, you cannot use forearms to the head. No forearms to the head. You could go to the body, but you can't go to the head. That's the difference between pro and amateur. In amateur competition, you cannot do twisting knee bars or heel hooks. So all the footlocks have to be straight. In fact, last night, in one of the fights Mike refed, one of the kids got someone in a twisting leg lock and hurt the guy. He had to be disqualified because the other person couldn't continue. Unfortunately, the rules are there for your safety, for the safety of others. Those are the rules. We have to enforce them. And other than that, and the rash guard, you have to wear the rash guard when you fight amateur, just like an amateur boxer has to wear a tank top. Those are pretty much the only differences.
All right, and I mean, it's all there for the safety, and since MMA is such a growing and dynamic sport, you know, the rules change kind of with it. So, I mean, it's all there for the safety. Yeah,
I'm sure there'll be rule changes coming along. We got it just a few months ago. We got a text from Mr. Dodd in the California State Athletic Commission about straight kicks to the front knee. There was an unclarity in MMA as to whether or not those were illegal. And in California, it states clearly that those are illegal. We've been telling people, to their surprise, they've been like, wow, we've been using them this whole time. Go, yeah, they are illegal. From this point, we will be enforcing this rule. You could tie kick to the knee, but you can't straight kick to the front of the knee. But in Nevada and other states, you can. So I'm sure there'll be some people look into that and either change it, or either everyone will come aboard with California, or California will change and keep it in par with everybody else. But right now, those are the rules.
Makes me feel like I don't want to take my niece to Nevada anytime soon, which is sad because I'm from Vegas, so that's unfortunate. Well, Larry, thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate you taking the time to interview with us.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
It's been enlightening.
Thank you. It's been great.
Stay tuned. Here's the moment you've all been waiting for, the heavyweight bout between Nickelson and Dwayne Johnson, brought to you by Spar Promotions. Joining you for the fights tonight is Aaron True, Hector Sick Dog Ramirez, and Ron the Yakman Yakovetti from Hollywood Park Casino in Inglewood, California.
Our official Mike Beltran, our ring announcer Jim Fitzgerald, 2 fighters, heavyweights. Let's see what happens when they collide. Here we go.
All right, fight fans, here we go. Spar MMA is proud to present the rerounds of mixed martial arts in the heavyweight division. This bout is sponsored in part by Sniper Fightwear. Once again, our referee in charge of this bout, Mike Beltran. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing black trunks. He is training out of Team Hyaston in North Hollywood by way of Sherman Oaks, California. He weighed in 227 pounds. Tonight, he is making his debut. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Dwayne Johnson. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing black trunks. He is training out of Rumble Squad 301 Academy in Huntington Beach, California. He weighed in 224 pounds. His record, 2 wins with 1 loss. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Andre the Closer Nickelson! All right, fans, here we go. 3 rounds of mixed martial arts in the heavyweight division.
Referee Mike Beltran might have an easier time separating atoms in a science lab than keeping these 2 guys apart. Johnson was drifting towards the other corner during the intros.
Yeah, both guys are ready to go. There's no filling out process here. And Andre has that big right hand cock. That's his go-to weapon.
Johnson has height, has range, needs to keep himself a tall fighter. If he lowers himself, I think the closer, Nickelson, is going to put him down. He's got to keep his chin up.
I mean, Dwayne Johnson's a monster in there. That's a second low front leg kick. Big right hand by the closer.
By Nickelson.
And he's going for the finish.
Just got to be careful. Sometimes if you try to close the show too soon, you lose yourself. He's got to be careful.
And you're right, Yak Man. Dwayne Johnson on his back is probably not uncomfortable. He is a ground fighter.
He's a guy, remember, he's got Gokor, Tavicki, and Kondar begging in his corner. He knows how to fight on the ground. Nicholson's got to be careful.
Smart move by Andre, like you said. Let it get back to the feet. Look to land the big right hand again.
Could have been a flash knockdown, but I tell you what, the lip or the mouth is bleeding on Johnson. Leg kick by Nickelson.
Big right hand by Andre, the closer.
He's just tossing Johnson around like a rag doll. But Johnson takes it over now.
Incredible transition by Johnson. He ate a big one on the chin, grabbed the feet, swept Andre, now he's on top.
Very nice. Nice control. He's got side mount. He's in good position. Andre does not want to be in this position. Dwayne's got a good side mount. He's looking for full mount. I don't think he wants to go there yet. He's in a good position. Dwayne's very explosive. Pushes him right out of that position.
Somewhere there's a featherweight watching going, aren't we supposed to move that fast?
Incredible explosive transition. Andre has his neck caught. He's got to get off the fence. Does not want to be here against the Gokor practitioner.
Andre looks a little gassed. He looks a little gassed. It's a short time.
Less than 10 seconds left. Johnson looking to choke out Nickelson.
Big knee to the body. Big knee to the body.
And Nickelson needs to get off the fence here. The knees to the head are illegal in amateur California division, so he's got to be careful there, Dwayne Johnson.
Very close, yeah.
Dwayne taking some big, heavy punches and overcoming it. It's very impressive, especially big punches from Andre the Closer.
Incredible composure by Dwayne Johnson. He was eating heavy hands from Andre, stayed composed, worked his technique, got on top, and that wound up being a close round.
Yeah, that's like I said, those could have been flash knockdowns. He definitely got hurt. He got busted up. He's bleeding at the mouth. But he didn't seem like he was completely off kilter when he got knocked down. And Nickelson could have been very dangerous for him to go in and try to close out too soon. Johnson still had something left for him, and he proved it before the round was over.
Very impressive by Johnson. When he gets knocked down, he keeps his composure, resorts to the technique, reverses the position, and finishes the round in a strong way.
That's Jiu-Jitsu 101, and like Hector said, incredibly impressive how he was able to stay composed when eating the heavy hands of Andre Nickelson.
So have we seen a blueprint now for this fight? On the feet, you're looking at a possibility of Nickelson knocking Johnson out, putting him away. On the ground, Johnson very resourceful, seemed to take over when the grappling took place. Second round of action, here we go.
I agree, Yak Man. I think that Andre wants to keep it standing, and Dwayne needs to do whatever it takes to get this fight on the ground.
As long as he's not at the receiving end of a ground and pound after a knockdown from the closer, Andre Nickelson. Nickelson in the red, Dwayne Johnson in the blue, Mike Beltran in the middle, and the beard. If you're a ticket holder, this is a return on your investment right here.
Definitely.
And we're a little quiet here in the booth because we don't want to blink and miss anything.
Andre being a little overconfident by keeping his hands down. You know, rule number 101 is keep those hands up no matter what. You can't get too cocky in this sport.
Johnson's coming in on him now.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship by Andre. He's got to keep those hands high.
Johnson, nose.
Dwayne Johnson dripping. Oh my God, blood just flying out of his nose after that last punch.
He's got the reach and the height, but Nickelson's just got him. He's got him timed. Well, he turned his back on Johnson. That was not a wise move.
Very risky move, like you said, Yak man. You never want to turn your back. It's a really low percentage move to go for a spinning back fist.
He threw one, but then he looked like he was starting his second one, and he pulled it before he finished it, and he gave up his back.
Johnson's looking to take him down, slow down the pace here. Looks like they're both breathing a little bit hard. Andre's looking up.
He's trying to turn away, but he needs to turn into him right here. And this is exactly like round one, where Andre gets tired and leans on the cage. He cannot sit on the cage like this.
And Johnson right over his corner, Karan Darvedian shouting instructions to him.
Johnson still on the attack with the heavy punches. You know, he's doing very well for his first fight.
The problem for the closer right now is he's being asked questions that he is providing no answers to.
He's definitely getting tested. He's definitely in a situation that I've never seen him in before. Dwayne looking for the choke, rear naked choke.
And Hector is Andre just gassed out. What's going on? It seems like he's not fighting back.
Until now. Wow, Nickelson is playing possum.
Andre with some heavy punches.
Wow.
And Nickelson just made that into a street fight, grabbing the rash guard of his opponent, raining down punches.
Dwayne is...
This fight could be dead even going into the third and final round. How do you guys see this fight so far?
Very impressive. I mean, I think it's Dwayne, you know, he's stepping up to the plate. It's his, you know, debut. He's coming out of a tough camp. He's going out there and giving it all.
And they've got the bucket, the trash bag in Nickelson's corner. He's about to throw up. He's gassing his cardio shot. He's running on all heart right now.
This is definitely the most out of shape, tired I've seen him in all his fights. So I think he's definitely, hopefully he didn't take him lightly. He's definitely going to getting tested tonight.
In one corner, we've got Andre gassed, about to puke. In the blue corner, Dwayne Johnson dripping blood out of his nose and mouth. Hector, how hard is it going to be able to breathe when he's bleeding out of his nose and his mouth?
It's definitely hard because when you're breathing through your mouth, you know, you're not breathing correctly, so you always want to breathe in your nose, out your mouth to get oxygen into the brain.
And that blood could be going down his throat too. Third and final round of the heavyweights. Both guys looking to finish at every turn, yet somehow we made it to round number 3. Beltran giving final instructions. Both these guys, good show of sportsmanship after the stalking they began the fight with. I mean, they earned each other's respect. Both guys looked like they were ready to go at a given time and then sprung right back into action. Johnson in the blue, Nickelson in the red. Who's gonna take this one home?
And both men circling around the octagon, looking for their range, looking to see who can land a heavy shot first.
I think it's going to be very important for one of these guys to make the move and be the aggressor here in the third round and possibly steal the fight.
Big kick by Johnson.
I agree, Hector. Both guys are running on fumes, and whoever can get off first here can steal the fight.
Oh, looking for a head kick.
Yeah, I think that's how they have to approach it, Aaron. I think this fight is on the table for anybody to take right now.
And if I'm Dwayne, I'm going to abandon that kick because I think if he throws it one more time, that Andre has the timing down, he's going to land it straight right down the pipe.
It's there for him. Both men a little bit tired. Definitely.
Right hand from Andre didn't really land that flush. Big kick.
Nice kick.
Big kick from Dwayne Johnson. You can hear that ricochet through the crowd.
And when Johnson's stepping in, he's putting his hands out in front of him, and he's kind of stuffing the punches, picking them off from Nickelson.
Andre Nickelson looking very, very tired.
Big right hand, but he's got to set that up.
He is looking tired, but as everybody knows, the last thing to go is that power. And as long as he's got leather to throw, he's in this fight. Head kick by Johnson misses.
And you can tell Andre's loading up on that big right hand. If he can get his distance, boom! He goes for it, but it doesn't land flush.
Dwayne also threw landed a big overhand right on that one.
Now Johnson was looking to toss Nickelson. Nickelson stopped him. Got him up against the cage. We're going to deliver some knees. 10 seconds left in this round. That takedown could be what does it. That might make more of a difference than you think.
That was a huge takedown. That might have been the biggest moment of the entire fight thus far.
Big takedown, big takedown.
When it's that close to fight, that might make a difference.
And that was all heart because Andre was on fumes. He had nothing left, and when he heard that 10-second bell, he gave it everything he had. I didn't want the fight to end. I wish it would go a few more rounds.
No, that's because you're a fight fan, and any fight fan would not want that fight to end.
I think it was a great fight, but I think, you know, Andre might be able to sneak this fight away because of what happened in the last round with the takedown and what he landed in the first round.
And I think the refs, when they see all the blood, that they tend to favor the other fighter for doing the damage.
You have the unknown factor of cinema.
But very, very impressive fight for Dwayne Johnson tonight, coming out, first fight ever. Gave a hell of a fight, gave a great show for all the fight fans.
The guy's a physical specimen. I mean, I can't wait to see him back in the cage.
Two heavyweights that moved the entire fight, an ebb and flow between both of them. And again, there had to be featherweights out there watching going, that's how we're supposed to move.
Exactly.
These guys were really, really active, and they're tired because they put an effort in.
Dwayne Johnson was even, I mean, you don't really see too many heavyweights actually go for head kicks. But as tall as he is, he did a great job, was aggressive, never gave up. Very impressive for his very first fight.
Both guys did what's on the job description. And Hector, you know that better than anybody sitting here. Your job description is to fight, to give your all and entertain the best you can while you're doing that effectively and intelligently. And both of these guys, I think, did that.
You know, and hopefully even if whatever happens in the results of this fight, Andre Nickelson here learns a valuable lesson on as far as condition, possibly not taking anybody lightly in any fight, even if it's their first fight, because this is what you can run into.
Yeah, and with Dwayne Johnson, I can't wait to see him develop because with that athletic build, when he gets the skills to match, he could be unstoppable.
Definitely. Tough guy, definitely.
And it looks like we're going to head into the cage for the official decision to Jim Fitzgerald.
Jim Fitzgerald, lead us down the road to absolution.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have our decision. Judge number 1 scores the bout 30 to 28. Judge number 2 scores the bout 29.5 to 29. And judge number 3 scores the bout 30 to 27 in favor of our winner by unanimous decision, the red corner, Andre the
I think that was a close decision, a very close fight. I would love to see if that takedown made the 3rd round would put him just over the top.
Yeah, I think that was a good decision that Andre won the fight. He was able to inflict more damage and control more of the pace and more of the fight. But Dwayne definitely got stronger as the fight went on.
Definitely, you know, and I think that did make a big difference going into the 3rd round. That last takedown, and again, what he did in the 1st round, so.
And Andre's still in the cage, bent over the closer, taking care of business tonight. He earned that victory.
He didn't get to close the show, but he did walk away with the victory. The closer now 3-1, Johnson 0-1. Toby Greer backstage. He'll be getting reactions and interviews. When we come back from the break, we'll see that. We'll see more Spar Star MMA. And after that last fight, why wouldn't you want to? Don't go anywhere. More coming up right after this.
There you go. We're closing up shop here at IEMMA, but we'd like to thank Larry Landless for the interview, Tony Padilla and Spar Star Promotions for the great fights, Batiste Mansouri for letting us crash your gym. I know you're sick of us, but you never tell us no. Fight Me Clothing, and last but not least, all of the fans for watching. If you'd like to know more about upcoming Spar Star shows, visit sparstarpromotions.com. And thanks for watching.